you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Ooh.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I'm SuperMarioT, and I'm about to start a brand new Let's Play on the channel. Today, we're going to be playing through Spongebob Squarepants, Battle for Bikini Bottom from the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2. This is a 3D platformer that came out on Halloween, October 31st, 2003. Give me 1 second. I mean, we all love the SpongeBob theme, but they obviously that's kind of like a bootleg version of that. But like, this is the most popular SpongeBob game. It's sold over 3 million copies. It's gained a cult following since its release. Oh god, almost 17 years ago. Oh my god. And believe it or not, this is one of the first video games I've ever owned, alongside Pac-Man World 2, a Finding Nemo, and a Rocket Power video game. But Spongebob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, alongside Pac-Man World 2, one of the first video games I have ever owned growing up. It is one of my favorite childhood games. It is a really good one too. If you're a fan of 3D platformers or classic SpongeBob, I highly recommend trying this game out, or at least wait until Rehydrated comes out, because you could probably make the guess that yes, I am playing this to sort of hype up Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, because that only comes out in 2.5 weeks, June 23rd, for 30 bucks. 30 bucks, bro. Half the price of an actual AAA game, and this might as well be one of them. Yes, I'm going there. But I'm not going to dawdle any further. Let's go ahead and make a new file. I tested this earlier. Make sure it runs good, and it does. I'm playing this on the Dolphin emulator for that high, crisp quality, even though it's an old game. But I'll shut up. Exposition.
Welcome to Bikini Bottom, a normally peaceful undersea sanctuary. Today it will be transformed into a theater of pure horror, wherein our little yellow friend will play the starring role.
Today is the big day. I have devised an ingenious plan to finally steal the Krabby Patty formula. And if Bikini Bottom happens to get demolished in the process, oh well. With my brand new Duplicatotron 3000, I'll clone an army of robots that will wreak mayhem and destruction at my command. One last review of the checklist. Let's see. Item number 1, is Plankton a genius? Answer yes. Okay, checklist complete. Throw in the switch. Welcome, my perfectly obedient robot army. Hang on. I want to get a photo for my scrapbook. Hey, hello? What do you think you're doing? Oh, no, wait, but I'm your master! I made you! No, oh, my good China!
Krusty Krab's not there for whatever reason, I just noticed.
Another perfect day playing robots and racehorses.
Yeah, only I keep getting the racehorses and the robots mixed up.
Wouldn't it be great if we had real robots to play with, Patrick? I'd name mine Robo Jr. or Zorlon, or maybe Frankie.
Yeah, these unreal robots are getting boring. Hey, what if we put the robots in here?
Oh, how shellfish of you!
It's not just any shell. It's my magic wishing shell.
Wow, that's great, Patrick!
So we put the toy robots in here.
Okay.
Then we say the magic wishing words and shake the magic wishing shell.
Okay.
Then we go to sleep, and in the morning, we'll have real robots to play with!
But Patrick, aren't we going to say the magic wishing words?
You already did!
So, okay is the magic wishing word?
It used to be Alakazama Alabala Wiesna Tikitana Fushbar Griddle Bits von Wiederschnauzer, but I kept forgetting it.
Are you sure this'll work?
Sure. Last week I only had one big cookie crumb and I was really hungry. So I put my cookie crumb in the magic wishing shell. Then I said the magic wishing word and shook it. And in the morning I had lots of little cookie crumbs.
Patrick, I proclaim that tomorrow is going to be the best day ever.
Good night, SpongeBob.
Good night, Patrick.
The next morning.
Gonna play with robots, gonna play with robots, gonna play with robots, gonna play with... Wow! Gary, did you do that? Yeah, Gary, it sure looks like we're in a doozy of a pickle. I think I'm gonna have to learn a lot in order to fix this mess. What a fantastic idea! These signs will provide important tips to help me out. How do I read the signs?
How do I read, he asks.
Oh, okay. Press this button to read the signs. So if I want to come back and talk to you again, just walk up to you and press this button. I'd better get started now, Gary. I think that this is going to be a very long day.
So, off the bat, you get... Oh wait, actually, first off...
Breaking news! Bikini Bottom residents have been attacked by a raging torrent of robot horror!
So much for fixing this quietly.
Authorities are not sure who is responsible for unleashing the mechanical menaces, but they have assured us that the person is in big, big trouble!
Uh-oh.
Did I say big trouble? I meant so enormous that it's hard to comprehend trouble! We'll keep you posted as this tragic story unfolds. Tragically, we're sure.
So off the bat, you already get a heavy vibe. Like... Okay, actually, I'm gonna have to hold myself on the commentary again. Hang on.
A note from Mr. Krabs! And it even smells sweaty, just like him.
I keep forgetting there's all this, like, dialogue exchanges.
Ahoy there, SpongeBob! As a faithful crew member of the Krusty Krab, you've been, promoted to head shiny object collector.
Wow! A promotion!
That's right, a promotion! So what this here new job entails is you collecting all these shiny objects that the robots are leaving behind and bringing them to me. Now stop seahorsing around and get busy collecting.
So off the bat, you could clearly tell and definitely get that SpongeBob vibe.
Shine!
Like, almost all the voice actors and actresses that worked on the show and characters, they all reprised the roles for this game. This entire game takes place in Bikini Bottom as well. The music, the atmosphere. Like, it feels like an episode of the actual cartoon, which is pretty cool. Between the voicing and the dialogue. And that's just one of the reasons people love this game a lot. And you'll see this a lot more with the locations, and there's like references with each location we'll be going to. It's just an incredibly faithful video game to the actual show. It's debatably the most faithful. That's one of the reasons why people like this game.
Where I keep all my old comic books.
Another reason is that it's just a very solid 3D platformer all around. This is a 3D collectathon, very, very similar to that of Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie. So if you're a fan of Mario or Banjo-Kazooie, games like those, you'll definitely find a place in this game as well. The SpongeBob just has a lot of abilities to jump around and platform. You collect these shiny objects right here. These little shiny looking things. Actually, hang on. I'll at least show you up hand. That's what I've been collecting throughout this house. SpongeBob's house is basically like a tutorial to show you like what you're supposed to do throughout the game. All these signs, your abilities, your objectives. These red shiny objects equal 1 shiny object. And as you collect the green one, that equals 5, yellow shiny objects are 2, blue shiny objects equal 10, and purple shiny objects equal 50. Your main objective is to, of course, just grab a lot of stuff throughout levels to clear certain objectives, your primary objective being collecting golden spatulas. This game's equivalent of Power Stars. The secondary objectives, as you just saw right there, is Patrick's socks, which we'll explain later, or more so SpongeBob and Patrick will explain later.
Boy, Patrick will be glad to have this back.
As you can see, it alludes to, oh, Patrick just lost these socks. everything will become more clear as we go outside, but this is the goal of the game, collecting these golden spatulas. There's 100 in this entire game. And once you get all the shiny objects and do stuff in Spongebob's house, here's the first one, to which you proceed outside. Collecting golden spatulas basically allows you to progress further and further throughout each game's world, and the levels and everything. And as we open the door, we shall leap into the world of Bikini Bottom.
Ah, there's nothing like the sounds of your own neighborhood.
Go away, SpongeBob. You're polluting my thinking space.
Trying to steal the Krabby Patty formula again, eh, Plankton? Well, you won't get away with it.
I've got bigger fish to fry. I've got to figure out how to regain control of the chum bucket from those robots.
Where did they come from?
Where? I don't know. Not for me, though, that's for sure. They just showed up out of nowhere and started calling me rude names and throwing things. They even bent all my spoons. I love those spoons like they were my children.
That's terrible.
Oh, won't you help me stop them? Before they bent all my forks?
Not the forks! Of course I'll help. But wait, I'm supposed to collect a whole lot of golden spatulas.
Golden spatulas, eh? SpongeBob, if you could get me back into the chum bucket, I'll give you a bucket full of golden spatulas. In your dreams.
You've got a deal.
See, like, right there, like, golden spatulas being referenced to that, I think it was Plankton's introduction episode. I'm pretty sure it was his introduction episode to your pairs of underwear, actually. That's your health bar up there, how many times you get hit. SpongeBob's pairs of underwear. Like, if you're a fan of classic SpongeBob, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are, because classic SpongeBob is just very funny and classic and timeless, like, I don't think there's any reason you shouldn't get this game, even if you're just a fan of 3D platformers, because, like, this is a definite, clear love letter to those that are fans of the show.
I just dropped by to give you a bubble hand.
Case in point, Bubble Buddy.
Bubble Buddy.
You see, you're going to need to learn some new bubble-blowing moves if you're going to journey to the 9th dimension and defeat the giant monkey man.
But all I need to do is figure out how to get rid of these robots.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I've been in the soap bottle a little too long. Where were we?
Something about new bubble moves?
Right! Press this button, and you'll launch yourself straight up in the air with bubble power that defeats anything that is directly above you. Try it out!
And this is one of those powers, hang on. Should probably platform with this. The Bubble Bash, you hit the Y button. SpongeBob ascends really high to hit floating tikis and buttons and platforms that are directly above him. And as I'm collecting golden spatulas, you can see to access extra areas in the game, Goo Lagoon, further into Bikini Bottom, downtown Bikini Bottom back there. I need more than golden spatulas. And we have another sock with our best friend.
Hey, Patrick. Nice sock.
What sock?
The one you're standing on.
Oh, that one. It's lost.
Well, if that one's lost, where are your other socks?
Well, they're more lost. A bunch of robots came through here and stole my whole sock collection. I could use some help getting them back.
Sure thing, Patrick. What are best friends for?
Okay, then. For every 10 socks you bring back to me, I'll give you a golden turkey baster.
You mean spatula?
Bless you.
It's funny, that one's lost, yet it's literally like right now. It's like, oh, that sock? Yeah, it's lost. Even though you have it in your hand. And you get another one just by destroying a sofa. That's what best friends do, right? Who likes ear-raping carnival music? But, like I said, I'm probably going to keep reinstating this. This is just a giant love letter to fans of the show, fans of the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob. They have more references as you play the game more and more. It's just a fun time if you love the cartoon, and if you like 3D platformers again. And what we're mostly going to be doing is just running around here, collecting shiny objects, collecting socks to give to Patrick. For every 10 we give him, he gives us a spatula. Find spatulas in Bikini Bottom. Bikini Bottom's kind of our hub world too, to access other locales, which are also just straight references to the show itself as well, again. And it's interesting too with the story.
Those stupid robots ruined a perfectly relaxing mud bath this morning, and now you show up. Can my day get any more dreary?
I am so sorry, Squidward. Patrick and I were just playing a game and...
Oh, I correct myself. I should have known that whole robot problem involved both of you.
Squidward, I don't know what to do. How can I fix everything?
Why don't you move to another town? That should help out more than enough. Move to another town. I cracked me up. But seriously, just jump around like an idiot. That should at least make me smile.
I mean, he says jump around like an idiot, which I'll do, but I'll also destroy his house in the process. But that's another thing with the story. And all the interactions with the characters. Like, Plankton unleashes robots, technically by accident, even though that was his plan. But like, to coincide with SpongeBob and Patrick's wish of like, oh, playing with real robots, and like they feel like, oh, damn, we're the ones responsible with this whole thing, aren't we? Because of the wish they made. And it's just, it definitely feels like it's a plot synopsis of just your average episode of the cartoon.
Okay, just stop jumping, will you? If you take this golden spatula, will you please go away?
See, Squidward? I knew that you could help me out. You're the best.
Don't touch me.
And SpongeBob gets more abilities the further you move along in the game, and he's not the only playable character as well. Like, this actually reminds me of Mario Sunshine, because, like, in Mario Sunshine, like, Isle Delfino is stripped of its sunshine, its, like, nutrition or whatever, like, the sunlight. And, like, a lot of the time throughout the game between blue coins and the actual objectives, people are just hoarding the shine sprites. Yet that makes you think, it's like, if it matters that much to give the shine sprites back to the island itself, why don't you do that? Why do you gotta wait for Mario to do something for you, for your town, for the island, just so, like, the island's better off that way? Like, I find that kind of counterintuitive or just plain stupid. Meanwhile, with this game, it's like, golden spatulas are meant to progress throughout the game, but, like, people... I mean, SpongeBob and Patrick are led to believe they're the ones at the cause of this robot problem, but, like, people don't know that the golden spatulas are meant to help progress throughout the game, too, as well. It's a gameplay mechanic. So, it's more natural, I feel, compared to the sunshine collecting in Mario Sunshine, because that inherently affects with, like, how the story came to being. With SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom, a lot less so. Granted, I love Mario Sunshine, that's not a hark against it. I mean, it kind of is, but, like, I love Mario Sunshine anyways. So I'm not, like, being like, oh, that game's trash. No, I love Mario Sunshine.
SpongeBob, this flapping robot crisis is making the Krusty Krab lose money like a sinking ship. No money means no more Krusty Krab. No more Krusty Krab means no more fry cooking for you.
No more fry cooking?
But because you're gullible, I'm gonna help you out. And of course make a small profit in return. I've got a few golden spatulas that I'll be willing to trade to you for some of those shiny objects.
You will?
Of course. What are employers for? Besides, them shiny objects is worth lots of money. Your treasure chest's looking a bit light, boy. Do you think I've got bilge water on the brain? I ain't running a charity here. Come back when you've got enough shiny objects to trade.
I'm gonna use that as a segue. So, me and other YouTubers are actually being a part of this one charity stream to help fund for people in need for COVID-19. I'm a part of the Rehydrated Relief, that's the name of the charity. I'm going to be playing the SpongeBob movie game when that starts this upcoming weekend. So I hope you guys will come through, and I hope you guys will come through and make donations, and you get other people to come through and also donate and spread the word. Like, it should be a fun time too, and it's not just me, there's a bunch of other YouTubers that are being a part of this as well. Riders DX, he's one of the guys that told me about it. Shift, the current Holt record for best Battle for Bikini Bottom speedruns. He's also one of the reasons this game has a cult following as well. And a bunch of other YouTubers, like a bunch of other YouTubers and content creators are taking part in this. Like, it's gonna be a fun time, and we're doing this to help a lot of people out in need with this COVID thing. I feel like it being a part of Black Lives Matter, it would have been a thing, maybe, but this was originally intended for those, to help those with the virus. And the golden pairs of underwear increase their health bar. The balloon's down there. There's a button under there we're supposed to hit, but we could also just jump off the balloons. Oh, what the? Well, I'm gonna do that again. I've done that a lot of times. I probably just had the footing off. But you can reach SpongeBob's house with just from the balloons themselves. Yeah, there you go. You use the little bubble wand, SpongeBob's attack move, to hover in the air for a little bit. It's actually a decent strat for gaining a little extra horizontal distance. And going back to the characters, like you have Plankton here, you got Bubble Buddy, SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward. There's other characters we'll meet throughout the game as well. Like, outside of Mr. Krabs though, because like everyone has their original VAs, Mr. Krabs doesn't for whatever reason.
The rolling green hills of Jellyfish Fields, a place to experience nature at its most raw, and sometimes a bit tender from the stings.
Squidward, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay, you barnacle head. Do I look like I'm okay?
Well, your nose does look pretty big. I mean, bigger than usual because it's usually pretty big. And you look clammy. And oh my gosh, you're bald!
I've always been bald, but now I'm stung all over.
Well, according to the Jellyfisher Field Manual, severe jellyfish stings can be treated effectively by applying a thick layer of king jellyfish jelly to the affected areas. King jellyfish?
Well, I guess you're off to scale Spork Mountain and die a horrible death under the vicious tentacles of King Jellyfish. I'll stay here, balled up here in excruciating pain.
You do that! Don't worry, Squidward. I'll bring back that King Jellyfish jelly for you to rub all over yourself.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, the voice acting thing, that's right. Almost every character has their voices in this game, like voice actors from the actual cartoon, except for Mr. Krabs and Mermaid Man later on. Yeah, Mermaid Man and Robotic are in this game as well. With Mr. Krabs, I don't know why they didn't opt to get his actual VA. I don't know, it's a weird thing. Same for Mermaid Man originally. Like, you have everyone there. I don't know what problems they came with that they didn't get Mermaid Man or Mr. Krabs' voice. And they still feel that way, at least with Mr. Krabs. They did not opt to get Clancy Brown to voice him for Rehydrated, which is kind of a bummer. Mermaid Man, I totally understand. Unfortunately, his voice actor, along with Barnacle Boys, passed away some time ago. So it's not like they could just call him up when he's deceased and gone from this world. God bless his soul. I mean, on the plus side anyways, technically, it's a point for the remake, because if anything, that makes it more faithful to the original. Because it doesn't have those voice actors, and it's like, oh, we'll just keep it that way. Although, people do want at least Clancy Brown to voice Mr. Krabs again.
It shines!
But the writing too, like the comedy, it just definitely screams and feels like a SpongeBob episode as well. You gotta love this game, bro. Please tell me, like, I'm persuading some of you who've never played this game or have heard of it to at least, like, give it a shot. Definitely get hydrated when it comes out. Again, if you like SpongeBob Seasons 1 through 3 especially. If you like 3D platformers. Especially those like Mario, Banjo-Kazooie. Because I do think this game definitely deserves to be within that same ballpark as those. And the Rehydrated remake, I'm so excited for that one. The characters are going to be a lot more expressive. The game obviously is going to look so much cleaner, so much better, so much more like live-like and cartoony. They're remastering the soundtrack too, which is pretty dope. They're adding like cut content from the game, extra boss mode, co-op, multiplayer. Like, the remake's gonna be really freaking cool, and it only costs $30. Only costs $30. Like, that's pretty damn cheap. For a 3D platformer as good as this one, to where you can literally compare it to other 3D Mario games, and it's the most faithful SpongeBob game as well, like, that's a pretty good deal for 30 bucks. I didn't explain this too. A teleport box. There's another teleport box in other areas like this one in this game. There's another one all the way up there. You could kind of see it up there. You could kind of make out like a little brown box towards like the upper center portion of what you see on the screen right now. Like, once we open that one, we can go from there all the way to up there. It's a way of traveling in between subsections of each world faster, and it's pretty cool. And for traveling to different missions or different worlds throughout the game, you can just pause it, and like, you can literally just hit each spatula you either got or at least unlock the task to complete. So the game has multiple ways of fast travel, which is pretty nice. But the level design here is pretty nice as well. You got Jellyfish Fields. It's like your general, I guess, grassy plains. I'm comparing this to a Mario game again. It's like your general grass plains land. Of course, Jellyfish Fields being like one of the more iconic places in the show. Technically, I'm supposed to use a freezy fruit to grab that sock, but I figured, nah, why not? There are no game overs, no lives in this game too. There's like endless lives, like Mario Odyssey or Sonic Forces, games like those. So you could just die and just get respawned to a checkpoint, which they have in this game. I think I could probably grab all three if I do like another jump just right. You just gotta time these jumps a lot better. And it's weird to think too, like a licensed SpongeBob game's getting a remake. Just this one-off SpongeBob game. Okay. It's a good game nonetheless, but still. I think I'll leave those last two shiny objects there. I could definitely come back for them later. But like, out of like how many SpongeBob games they probably made since the show's inception? Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, the movie game. What's it here? Truth or Square. I don't recognize every single SpongeBob game though. I kind of stopped after I got the movie game and then Lights, Camera, Pants, which are debatably literally the best SpongeBob games. So I at least lived the best of all three worlds when it came to which SpongeBob games were the peak and which ones were the best, which is nice. But yo, Rehydrated looks so good, bro. Like it almost looks CGI how good Rehydrated looks. It's kind of scary. Like, we're just getting to points to where video games, especially cartoony ones, just look so much better and better, and try to replicate styles of that, of like either the franchise they're known for, or if they're based off an IP, that of the actual show. You look at the Dragon Ball Z games as well, they kind of do something similar. Dragon Ball FighterZ, for instance, because that one replicates the style of not just the anime, but also the manga very well. It's one of the reasons that game's as popular as it is, not just because it's also a really popular fighting game. I mean, it basically is Dragon Ball, the fighting game. That might be a decent summation of like how that game is as big and popular as it is. And for this part, this first part anyways, we're going to be going through all of Jellyfish Fields. We're going to be going through every single world, at least like individually for each part, figure to be fair.
Hey Gary, what's shaking? Ow! Wow, a bungee jump for a golden spatula! I must be in heaven!
One mark I will give against this game though is the sound design, because as you could hear, the crashing water of the waterfalls kind of drowns out almost everything else. But even this one, reference to Hooky, bungee jumping. You can bungee jump for tikis and golden spatulas. But yeah, again, the crashing waters of the waterfall drowned out the crowds cheering of when I grabbed it, the golden spatula.
You said it, Gary.
But I'm also going off my Bug Fables Let's Play, because people really like the longer episodes of that. So I feel like maybe people will like long episodes of this game as well. I think we're in like a half hour already with this episode anyways. The game itself isn't that long too. If you're going for everything in the game, it's like, I think 15-ish hours, maybe 10. And we have a new robot to contend with. Hammer. This guy's a giant piece of ham attached to his body. Acts as a hammer, hence the name. Even the old humor. And the little robots, too, the grunts. Oh god, what are the grunts' names? I don't remember the names of every single robot. Oh, wait, no, I remember what they're called. They're called fodder. The little guys with, like, the little sticks and, like, the red bulbs on them.
Just met the Sponginator.
They're called fodder, and they just hit you with that stick they have in their hands. And another cool thing about this game as well, it has a combo system. You hit tikis in successive fashion, or robots, or both. You can get extra shiny objects for how many you hit, how many you smack as quickly as possible. 3 equals a regular combo, you get a super combo, mega combo, monster, ultra, mega monster, ultra combo. For just even more shiny objects, which is pretty cool. Definitely get as many shiny objects as you possibly can, because they definitely help in accessing other objectives, like side objectives for getting, not main golden spatulas, but like golden spatulas on the side of each world. Like, our main objective is to just reach the end of this part of Jellyfish Fields anyways, for now anyways. But we had that bungee jumping one, the bungee hook one. Like, that one we could have skipped. Which actually, that's another thing similar to Mario 64. You can technically get a lot of different golden spatulas out of order. It just depends on how many you rack up throughout each world. Because you can reach downtown Bikini Bottom with like 5. You can access different worlds with, depending on how many golden spatulas you have. You don't have to do everything in order. You have cute little platforming challenges as these. Not challenges, but like ways to get extra underwear, golden spatulas. And the game's told you several times, this is goo. It's technically goo because you're already underwater. You can't technically call it water. And if you fall in that one when far away, you basically die. It's like this game's equivalent to lava almost. Yeah, there's a lot of Mario 64 comparisons with this game, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I feel it's very just in comparing it to that one. And it really rewards you with exploration too. Just with being a general collectathon between the shiny objects, as well as socks, and other collectibles you get throughout the game, because almost every world has their own special collectible you have to get, which ultimately leads to you getting another golden spatula at the end of it. But it's still collecting extra objects at the end of the day. And it's basically a Mario game, but like with a SpongeBob twist on it. That's another way you could kind of compare it. It's like a SpongeBob game, but disguised as... Wait, let me see if... Wait, I might have phrased that wrong. It's a Mario game disguised as a SpongeBob game, basically. And it's really charming and fun because of it. And we have a Duplicatotron 1000 over there. Basically, it spawns extra enemy robots. You got fodders and hammers right here. Oh boy. I want a combo, though. Let's go. It's always good to get a combo, just to get those extra shiny objects. And we could reach downtown Bikini Bottom if we wanted to, but I'll save that for the next episode. I'm not ending it though. We're gonna keep going.
Wow, Mermaid Man! I have all your comics and toys and mail.
Huh? What? Oh, yeah, it's that Sponge Kid. And now, what was I supposed to tell you?
That Patrick is surrounded by robots and needs my help.
Huh? Oh, No, I think it had something to do with massaging my feet.
Well, if massaging your feet will save Patrick, then massage I must.
Help! They're making me hit myself!
Massaging your feet isn't working. I think I'd better try a more direct approach.
By clipping my toenails?
Here I come, Patrick!
Yeah, right there. Mermaid Man's voice actor's not the same as the actual show. But it's not, even if they tried, I don't think they could right now anyways. And we're about to introduce to another mechanic. This game has a lot of different mechanics, actually. That's actually one of my favorites. The slide. They got slides in this game. Again, like in Mario 64. And here's another reference to the show. What's the name of that episode? Oh god, what's the name of that episode? It's the one where SpongeBob, like staying indoors.
That was a ton of fun! I should do it again sometime.
Oh my god, I forgot what it was. It starts out with them on Sand Mountain, but then like SpongeBob gets hurt, and like he's afraid of doing stuff outside, so he's sheltered indoors. It's a famous episode, I just forget the name of it. But like him riding on slides with his tongue, that's another reference to the actual show, which is pretty cool. Like you'll find plenty of these kinds of nods throughout the game, which is really nice. And now we have a horde to deal with. I see not one, not two, but 3 buttons with 3 duplicatotrons we gotta contend with. I missed that button because I wanted to go for the ultra combo. Another thing about this game too, this game, for whatever reason, has a surprisingly really good soundtrack. Like, the music in this game is honestly a big bop. Also fitting very well with the aesthetic of the SpongeBob show itself. Like, the music in this game sounds like it would fit right at home in the actual show. Some of my favorites, I think I'll save some of my favorite songs for later. Unless I want to spoil later locations. Although I'm pretty sure most of you watching this have already seen this game, or played it for. If not, anticipating the remake that's coming out. Get out of here. Though the game itself, it's not that hard by any means. It's a children's game, it's a SpongeBob game. And so it's relatively easy to get into. Not that difficult. I mean, it technically gets harder the further you get along. At least if you're like very young, it can get tricky for much more younger, I guess, inexperienced gamers. It kind of was for me growing up a little bit. But,
Hey, SpongeBob!
Woo! Thank goodness you're safe, Patrick.
Well, of course, SpongeBob. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, the robots and the...
Oh yeah, I found this for you. I don't know what it is, but it looks important.
Thanks, Patrick. I tell you what, all that running around has left me pooped. Why don't you continue on for a bit?
Okay.
and I'm about to draw a comparison to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Or, I guess any Sonic game from like the late 90s to early 2000s. They have other playable characters in this game, being Patrick, and later on, Sandy Cheeks. And each character has their own special ability compared to others. SpongeBob, he has like special bubble powers. You'll see more of them later on in the game. Patrick can pick up heavy objects and toss them at others. He can also use a belly flop and stun enemies. He can pick up tikis, robots when they're stunned. Hit buttons, hit other robots. Usually for puzzle solving, as well as throw fruit, which is basically these giant watermelons. There's also the Freezy fruit. The game touched on it very briefly earlier on, before I just skipped it. It was how I got that sock in the middle of the lake. And if you want to swap characters, you go to these bus stops, hit the R button, and you just swap between these two characters. Each world allows for only 2 characters, though. I can't swap to Sandy in this one, I can only swap to Sandy in other locales. I think Patrick, you use the least out of any character in each world. Yeah, well, let me remember. Yeah, I think there's only 4 worlds you can use Patrick in. Which I could kind of get. I love Patrick as a character. I mean, who doesn't love Patrick, honestly? But, like, mechanically, he probably is my least favorite character. It's not that he's bad or anything, but, like, he's just generally slow, and he doesn't have too much up his arsenal of moves to really make him be like, damn, I like using this character a lot. Because you see later on why you like to use Spongebob and Sandy.
Hey, you barnacle head! Watch where you're going!
Rock is talking to me. Almighty Rock, I am at your command.
Down here, you big pink lummox!
Oh, hi there, Mr. Plankton. Are you going to vaporize me today?
So very tempting. Unfortunately, I found myself in the undesirable position of having to assist you.
I was in an undesirable position yesterday, and now my neck hurts.
Heed my words, my large future minion. Go into Jellyfish Cave. Follow the instructions on the signs that you see. At the end of the caves, you'll still be a big pink idiot, but you'll know enough to help defeat the robots and get me back into the chum bucket.
Well, then will you vaporize me?
I might spare your life so I can force you to work in my sweatshop making low-quality design and knockoff wallets.
Oh, thank you.
I'm 21, about to turn 22 in a month, and I'm not ashamed to admit SpongeBob still makes me laugh. It's still a fun cartoon. And it's nice seeing all these characters pop up. With all this nice, charming, funny dialogue. Quirky, hilarious. But yeah, you'll see it later on as to why people, at least me, I don't know about others actually, why people generally prefer the other characters as opposed to Patrick. There is another SpongeBob game, the SpongeBob movie game, that uses the exact same graphics and gameplay engine as this one, and they kind of address some problems I just said with Patrick. I was standing on the edge with that one. And it seems the only way to hit elevated switches is with throw fruit or tiki. Oh, what? I guess now would be a good time to talk about the remake. I'm holding off on watching as much of the remake as I possibly can, because I want to be surprised and enjoy the experience. I mean, I've played this game so much growing up, like I know the ins and outs of it. So it's not like I'm really like spoiling myself on like story beats or levels or much of that nature. I definitely don't want to see any of the co-op stuff for now, because the game has concept art and ideas that never made it into the full game. This game was rushed, believe it or not. This game was actually rushed. And yet it still holds up very well to this day, between the writing, the structure, the gameplay elements, etc. And it's kind of weird, because you think it's like, oh, it's a one-off SpongeBob game. Like, you think, like, oh, they probably try this stuff. Like, they make these games just to make a quick buck. But no. Heavy Iron Studios, the development studio behind this game, like, they tried to make this game as enjoyable as possible. And I say they did a pretty good job at it. It's timed. The throw fruit's timed anyways. And they introduced a lot of interesting platform puzzles with the not just throw fruit, but just all around. Like, you throw fruit to jump on it, to reach higher platforms. You stack throw fruit on top of each other to reach other higher platforms at that. It at least does its best to capitalize on the mechanics it has, whether in level, in-game, or attached to specific characters. And Battle for Bikini Bottom is a game that introduces a lot of different ideas. I don't know necessarily to a SpongeBob formula, but at least gives off a lot of different ideas as a SpongeBob platformer, while also retaining a lot of faithfulness to the show itself. I've said that a lot, it's sort of it being faithful to the actual show. And then now's a good time to see the Freezy Fruit in action. You throw it on goo, you can run across water as it's frozen, or goo. I call it goo water, yet I said, oh, I shouldn't call it that because that's technically inaccurate. And it snows too, and it's very pretty. You guys gotta see the water in Rehydrated. Because the water effects in SpongeBob BFB Rehydrated, they look so nice, bro. The water almost looks cel-shaded. It looks, like, really clean. Like you want to drink it. As far as graphics for this game goes, though, for 2003, it was okay. It served its time. But thankfully, the Rehydrated remake, it's serving a much better purpose as far as graphics go. It's retouching up on the animations of characters and robots. They're so much more expressive and so much more clean than they are nowadays. And the game just generally looks so much more CGI and cartoony that it's very scary. The game might as well be like an actual movie. The Rehydrated remake anyways. I flubbed that combo. I was hoping to maybe get a monster combo. Also, I didn't show this off. Patrick has a belly flop. That shockwave of bubbles can stun enemies, or he could belly flop on enemies themselves. Ouch. Like, Patrick's basically the Knuckles of the group. Without the gliding ability, without flying. He's just really strong. I'll grab that in a second. Let me see if I can be quick. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I can't be quick about that. You asshole! Ooh, shiny stick. We have a lot of shiny objects already. This episode's going to be extremely long, I just noticed. I think we're about to cap at like 50 minutes. Though there's not much left to this area. There's a big area right in front of us. Jellyfish Lake. But the top of Spork Mountain's right there. We're like more than halfway done, I'd say.
Ahoy there! Squidward tells me you're looking for the king jellyfish.
Yes?
Good thing, too. That monster has been stinging all my good customers in their poop decks. I hear that you can find him up top of Old Spork Mountain here. Go hook that beast, sailor!
Oh boy, Mr. Krabs. I'll see what I can do.
And you have these giant sprawling worlds. Like, Jellyfish Fields is a big open landscape between all the different subsections you could go to, between the opening one we went to, and then the Jellyfish Caves, and now Jellyfish Lake. And here we have another new robot enemy. I think his name is just Tartar Sauce. I think. Projectile-based. I think this is a reference to that one SpongeBob episode where Plankton made a Mr. Krabs robot clone. And this is a two-hitter robot. Scratch that. When he's dancing, I think. Or if you knock him up against, like, a wall, or... I don't know, actually. I might have to relook that up. I think when you knock him up against the wall or toss him off stage, it's a one-hit, but he's generally a two-hit enemy. And we gotta be careful of the Thunder Tikis, the little yellow and red angry-looking Tikis. Even though they give more shiny objects, they hurt me. And here we have, like, a little... Not challenge. Ah, I missed that. Ah, whatever. It's just extra shiny objects. And we even have Mrs. Puff.
Oh, Mrs. Puff.
Hello, Patrick. I've got a job for you to do.
Oh, boy.
I found a golden spatula, but those robots out on the island stole it and threw it into the lake. If you can figure out how to get it back, you're welcome to it.
Sure enough, Mrs. Puff.
And we have another objective on our hands. Patrick may stun enemies by jumping, hitting X on robots. I already explained that.
I don't care.
So the golden spatula's stuck in the lake. So the optimal solution is to stop it from flooding. Oh, whoa! Wait, glitch. I think it's because I picked up the robot just when he was about to get out of stun. Oh, that was weird. That's kind of funny, though. That's pretty funny. Ouch. Oh, that didn't do anything. Oh, I thought he just shoved me off stage. Thank God he didn't, though. Another golden special. Jerk. Now we have 8. Getting plenty of spatulas and a lot of shiny objects already. I mean, even though it's the first episode, we're basically tackling an entire sprawling sandbox world already.
Well done, Patrick. You're a real star.
Can I get a cookie?
No.
Oh, he deserves a cookie, bro. Come on. Swapping out to SpongeBob because we have a new Tiki on our hands. Tiki. You either gotta destroy these from a distance or tippy-toe with SpongeBob. Basically, just walk really slow. And only SpongeBob can tippy-toe with these enemies. Because he's the only one that has that little tippy-toe, like, sound effect. SpongeBob, I mean, not SpongeBob. Patrick and Sandy, they can't tiptoe. Hold up! I'm conserving some of these. I did a bad job at that, but that's only because I was running low on health. I played it a little risky. The only reason I'm ever... And I died. He sniped me from a distance. I died just so I could get that combo. No, I'm kidding. No, but this game has knockback, which is another weird thing. They nerfed it in the rehydrated remake, at least. The knockback, but like, yeah, knockback in this game is so weird. Because you get hit, you could get smacked off stage, out of bounds, into goo. It's definitely jarring, to say the least. It's not like the worst thing ever. Oh, the game lagged a little. What? Okay. That's whatever. I mean, getting these ultra combos at least works. I'll contend with that in a second. Ooh, what? Yeah, this game. Yeah, you could definitely tell. Okay, you could definitely tell the game has some age to it. At least I don't lose underwear. There we go. The purple shiny objects get you a lot of money. Let's go. 4,702. And we're just about to waste half of that. I hate spending money. Because then I feel broke. If not broker than I was originally, which you basically are. Oh yeah, that's right, I died in that goo, because that jerk sniped me from a distance.
Feel like a new sponge.
Oh, I made it! I wasn't sure if I was gonna reach that. I was like, oh, can I reach this with a little finesse? And I did it. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make that. But SpongeBob does grab ledges. He does grab ledges. I'm kind of shocked I made that jump. I'm so good, you guys. Oh my god. I'm so good at this SpongeBob children's game. Though that kind of implies no SpongeBob games for kids. That dude was walking on air. We're technically walking backwards, yeah. But I mean, like, we made like a big ass skip, so it's only fair. Plus, there's other collectibles we need to find and grab and collect. And you see SpongeBob's world too. Actually, that's another comparison you can make to Mario Sunshine. Every world in this game, like, feels interconnected, and you could see them from other locations in the world. Like, you see all the individual locales you go to in Bikini Bottom. I'm in Jellyfish Fields right now, but I could see Bikini Bottom. I could see a later location, Sand Mountain. I see the Chum Bucket, bits of Kelp Forest. I think I saw the Krusty Krab. Yeah, I see the Krusty Krab. Like, it's much like how Sunshine, Mario Sunshine, made that game feel so much more interwoven and connected with the worlds in that game, because it took place on a giant-ass vacation island with small little locations on that giant dolphin-shaped island. With Battle for Bikini Bottom, it basically captures the not just Bikini Bottom, but every location tied to it. Jellyfish Fields. Like locations you see in the actual cartoon, which is really cool. Oh no. I fell off, and now the game made me waste 30 more seconds to just get back on the main path. Oh, No LP's perfect. No Let's Player as well. Plus, this is more casual. I'm not really going like try-hard mode too. I say that, yet I made that big-ass jump and I grabbed that sock. When I could have just jumped from back there. And if I could technically grab the golden spatula up that hill, if I just jump and time it just right, but like, you know that's not my style. This is a 100% Let's Play, by the way. We're gonna go for everything in this game. I'm showing off a lot of stuff too, explaining a lot of stuff. Of course, I'm no Chugga Conroy, but like, I definitely want to try and explain as much about this game as I possibly can. Show off as much as I possibly can. Explain as much as I possibly can. Though you gotta respect Chugga Conroy for that kind of thing, because he does that with like every LP he does. He seems like a fun dude too. There's some shiny objects up there, actually. So I'm gonna just go back up this path right here. I cannot stress this enough, too. Please, for the love of God, if you like classic SpongeBob, if you like SpongeBob Seasons 1 to 3, if you like platformers like the Mario games, please pick up Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. It is a fun game. It's literally the best SpongeBob game. It's only 30 bucks. It is not that long of a game either. It's as standard and typical as 3D platformers go. It just puts a SpongeBob twist on things, and it's really fun and really charming and unique in that way. Which, speaking of Mario, again, wall jumping's in this game, which SpongeBob can only do though. Time you jumps well with the A button, hit the A button as you hit each side of the wall, and you make it up to higher places, just like in Mario games. As we grab our ninth golden spatula. As our ears kind of blasting a little bit from the waterfall. Yeah, the sound mixing in this game definitely could have used some work. That's like one hark against this game. I guess another hark you could put against this game is like a piece of the graphical style, which I'll explain.
Gosh, everyone is trying to help out today.
Step quietly there. That king jellyfish is just up at the top of this path. Good luck. You'll need it.
Thanks, Bubble Buddy.
And we're about to encounter a boss fight with King Jellyfish. Technically a reference to that one episode with Kevin, I keep forgetting the names of these episodes, excuse me. As he's humming the Jellyfish Fields theme music.
I knew the king jellyfish was big, but who knew he had such a beautiful voice?
Yep, this game has boss fights. The boss music isn't playing right now. If I wanted it to play, I'll die. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. You just hear the Jellyfish Fields music, so... let's make the actual boss music play. I think that's a glitch specific to the GameCube version of this game. But this boss is relatively simple. Once he releases a shockwave, he'll be vulnerable. Hit him with the bubble wand. His health bar is down here, it's only 3. Each time you hit him, he summons more jellyfish. Just steer clear of them. If not, hit them with the bubble wand. He summons stronger ones later on. It's not hard by any means at all. Though these big purple ones require 2 hits. I think they're faster too. I might be wrong about that. But... that's it. That's it. He's kind of a pushover. There are much longer, harder, more drawn-out bosses later on in the game. And we technically have our main objective of this world, the, King Jellyfish Jelly for Squidward. There's still some collectibles we gotta come back here for, mainly socks, but we can only reach them with bubble abilities we get later on in the game. And we're almost done with this place, we just have the slide to contend with. And the mini-boss slash horde battle music is still looping, which is kind of weird, even though it's good music anyways. Another slide! I found the path. Oh! Thank God the physics in this game are a little weird. Semi-automated, I guess you could say. Because we got a free sock. Don't touch the control stick in order to hit tikis on slides. And we have our second to last spatula in this land. We have 10. There are 100 golden spatulas total, so we're a 10th of the way done with this game already. Which is kind of weird.
See, no problem. You could do anything you set your mind and your muscle to.
He's not wrong, though. What? Bruh. Oh, I guess I smacked the other 2 out of existence anyways. I'm going down the slide again just so I can, like, show off the extra paths this place has. I love the slide music, though. The slide music is so good. It's, like, really good, like, surfer music, I guess you could say. We're not missing too much, though, by not taking other paths. Just extra shiny objects and tikis. As long as we have the socks, we'll be fine. And if we're worried about what objects we're missing, or like what spatulas, we can just pause the menu and check. We're only missing 2 socks in this world now, but those are socks we have to obtain with other abilities we have to obtain in the future. And every single world circles back to the original starting point as well. So it comes full circle each time you finish a world in this game, which is nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that feels so much better.
Anything for my best friend Squidward. Can I rub some on?
What if I just gave you this?
Whoosh airplane sound effect. I don't know why. Which is weird. But Jellyfish Fields, 100% complete. Got Squidward that King Jellyfish Jelly, fought the King Jellyfish himself. Got Patrick as a partner and character. Got a lot of golden spatulas in this part as well. This part was like over an hour long. I'm pretty sure it's over an hour. Do you guys like hour-long episodes? I'm really curious. Now I'm just kind of like messing around a little. I'll get this last combo. Yeah, because look at this. Super Ultra Mega Monster combo. Like, that's pretty cool, bro. But I think we could take the taxi back to Bikini Bottom, but I think we'll just do this. Give you an example of the fast travel in this game. And look at that. Back home, safe and sound. I think we'll talk to Mr. Krabs too before we end the episode. Actually, no, we'll do that in the beginning of the next one. I'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Stay tuned for more Spongebob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom, as we just finished Jellyfish Fields, and we'll be continuing on to downtown Bikini Bottom in the next episode. Stay super.